right, good morning guys. Welcome to Westboro, Massachusetts. This is the future home of a kick butt waterfall. We just got here, we just brought our excavator in and we're setting up, getting ready to start the job. So where the machine sits right now is where the pondless reservoir, the basin, where all the water is stored, the pumps are gonna be housed. That is basically right underneath the machine where this piece of grass is. And then this beautiful hillside, that's our blank canvas. Well, it's almost blank. First thing we got to do is start pulling out these plants and getting down to bare soil so we can start excavating. We're going to have a series of waterfalls cascading down this hill. Let me show you. Right here in this patch of plants, vegetation, we're going to have 10 to 15 feet of cascading waterfalls coming down. And all of these are pointing towards the house and all of this brand new outdoor living space they're having put in right now. So you can see the start of a big patio with an outdoor kitchen over there. They've got that blue stone slate stairs and patio right off the back doors. And then they've got this beautiful outdoor fireplace that they're having installed. And we're gonna be working in conjunction with the landscapers and the masons. So while we're doing this, they're gonna be doing their thing. And we've got 2 days to do this project, maybe 2.5 if we're allowed, because our access in and out of this job site is the future home of some beautiful stone walls and granite steps. All of this area is gonna get hardscaped. Big, beautiful walls are going in over here with stairs right down the middle. So if we don't hurry up and get this done, we're not gonna have access to get in and out of the backyard anymore. So we gotta make this happen in 2 days. I was worried about all this exposed ledge being right underneath where the pondless basin is gonna go, and it literally is right below. So we're gonna have to scrape all the dirt off the ledge, expose it, and then figure out how we're gonna put our basin in. It's gonna be a little bit elevated, which is fine. We'll just build a little retaining wall. It'll look awesome, but instead of going down, we're gonna have to go up a little bit, like split the difference. So it's not a big deal, it's just another curveball thrown into the mix. And that's what happens when you're digging in the soil. You never know what you're gonna find. So it's fine in here. We should be fine digging out our waterfall. It's just where the blocks have to go. It's gonna change the location, but we'll figure it out.
You're sculpting right now?
I am sculpting right now. We're doing a rough draft of all the shelves that our waterfalls will be built into.
How do you get the idea to do this right now? Just out of your brain?
Out of my brain, and the landscape kind of dictates what we can do. Our shelves have to be a certain height to match our rocks. So we don't want to create too big of drops because then we won't be able to frame them out correctly. And it kind of has to go with the contour. We don't want to make stairs that are perfectly straight up and down. We want to make this natural so it kicks back and twists and turns. This is just the rough sculpt.
Doesn't have to be perfect.
No. All right, guys, check this out. We're walking up the driveway. You're coming home after a long day, hard work. You turn the corner, and here is the beginning of a brand new outdoor living space. So Stonefire from Westboro's here, doing this gorgeous veneered fireplace. They're gonna be doing these big, beautiful retaining walls right here, natural stone, with an elegant set of stairs leading up to a beautiful patio that will be the outdoor living space. They're doing a kitchen, just all kinds of awesome stuff. And then our part of the job is right over here. We're gonna build a breathtaking pondless waterfall. You can see we've started to sculpt the earth. We're doing the rough draft for our stones and our waterfalls. So we're gonna get 4 beautiful drops out of this. Starting way up at the top, you can see Drew with the level. We're gonna start up there with our hidden spillway, and the water's gonna cascade and crash down these very large drops down into a pondless basin somewhere at the bottom where our wheelbarrow is probably. You can see the massive piece of ledge stone that you're standing on right now. That actually dives underneath the ground and comes out to probably about here. So our original intention was to put the pondless basin somewhere in this area, but it's not deep enough. We can't dig. So we're gonna actually do a shallow stream section, and we're gonna hope that we can get deep down in here. And if we can't, we're gonna have to use some big boulders to build up and create a little retaining wall section and elevate our basin a little bit, which is totally fine. But it's actually gonna bring the water right up to the hardscaping. So if you can imagine sitting here, looking at the fire, having a cocktail or even a coffee if it's Sunday morning, and you're sitting here and the water just crashing down right next to you, coming right up and disappearing into the ground next to the patio. It's mind-blowing. It's gonna be awesome. Well, we're not doing that today anyway, so it's fine. But that means the liner for that gets bigger. That means more blocks, and it means more rock for that.
When we did the math, didn't we have way more water than we needed with the aqua blocks?
Yeah, but you have to have twice the amount of water in motion.
Okay. Yeah.
So this,
And pipes and everything.
this, we got 20, so we're talking about 22 feet of stream now, times, let's say 3 feet wide, times 0.25 deep, times 0.8 because of the rocks, times 7.48 equals 98.7 gallons. So 99, we'll just say 100, well, whatever. You multiply that times 2 because you have to have twice the amount of water in the basin. Divide that by 17, which is how many gallons a block holds. 12 blocks. You need 12 small blocks.
What are you dealing with?
Upselling. They want to go higher and bigger. All right, guys, it is super sweaty out. It's getting hot and humid, but we have all of the shelves excavated, including an additional 6 feet that the homeowner requested while we were working. So this waterfall grew from 15 to 21 feet long, and it's gonna be pretty epic. So we're tiered up higher into the hillside. We've got our rock pad down now. The ground was really bony, a lot of gravel and stuff in the soil. So we did our best to pull as much of those chunks of rock out. We got some loam, did a thin layer of nice clean dirt. Now we've got our rock pad, and the boys are in the driveway right now laying out the liner. And then we're gonna get that set in, and then it's off to the races. We're gonna start setting some boulders.
We'll do half-half on top of each other.
Which shoulder?
Right shoulder?
Okay.
Snag.
All right, pull that this way, roll it on up. Fingers underneath or your arms. Always look at me and communicate with me. Up, up, down, this way, a little bit, a lot. So talk. I can't always hear you, so use your hands at the same time. So this is considered the top of the rock, the top. The face is the part you look at, so that's the pretty side. I like this face. Okay?
Yep.
So we're going to set it on that pad. This is the spill stone, so we're going to put it against the wall. When we set set these. You don't want it to hit the wall. You don't want it to slam the bottom. You don't want it to drag. Everything's easy. So you got to communicate with me so I know, because I can't see what you see.
All right, slow down.
Let's go this way a little bit, okay? So it's got to lean back towards Drew, and it's got to get shimmed on Dominic's side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're able to manipulate it by hand while it's still strapped. So I'll drop it all the way down, and then you guys move it. So if you tilt it, and then you shim it, will that work? That's high enough?
Yeah.
You want it like an inch or two above the rubber.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
So this is shimming, Dom. Pull that up. Yeah. Need to be, however you do it, you still need to be able to get your straps out. Mason.
Yep.
Can you grab the torpedo level?
Yep.
Slap this bad Larry on here. You can do it like this, or you can do it like this. So the side has to come up more. Don't push that rock up a little. More. Pick it up. Let it go. How's it like that? Decent? Alright, cool. So that's that. Now that's our spill stone. Now we're gonna frame in front of it. All right, guys, end of day one. We just packed everything up. We're about to leave. Let me show you what we accomplished. It's quite a bit. And I'm pretty optimistic we're gonna have most of this waterfall all rocked out tomorrow, at least with the really big boulders we need the machine for. And hopefully we get onto the basin. The scope of the project changed a little bit. We did end up extending it 6 more feet up the top, which is also gonna increase our basin a little bit. We needed more water storage. But here we go. We've got 2 sets of waterfalls framed out. This one's got its spillway also. So these are frame rocks. They're the big, massive boulders that frame off our waterfall. So if you imagine as water's ripping through the hill in Mother Nature and it's eroding all that soil, it comes into contact with large boulders that can't move. So it goes around it, and that's where your waterfalls are created. So we're gonna get a beautiful sheet fall that is over 20 inches tall all the way down. That's gonna hit some rapid rocks, kick back this way and pool up. Then we're gonna have another sheet fall right here between these 2 beautiful rocks. And we're just gonna keep this theme going on our way up. We're gonna have another drop right there. And then a little tiny drop for the hidden spillway. You won't really see that much unless you're exploring around. But we are gonna get some massive rocks up in there to retain the hillside and make it look all natural. And then we're gonna have to get some big rocks to create wing walls coming off of these guys. So another one going this way, some more coming off the bottom. We're gonna have to fill this in with soil and just kind of tie everything together with the hill and make it look natural. Because you can't just have these beautiful waterfalls without some beautiful accent rocks kicking off the sides. And the same thing down here. We're gonna attempt to have a small drop coming off of this. Maybe do a split waterfall, something cool. So it's really close to the seating area at the fire pit. And then that's gonna swoosh right into our basin. That's gonna be kicked more this way because we do have that ledge. We have to go a little bit more this way so we can get our depth. And can't dig that until we're done building the waterfall because we can't reach setting all those stones up there and sit on the basin at the same time because we'll crush it. So we gotta do all that work and work our way out and put in the basin at the end. That's the end of day one, guys. So stay tuned, day 2 tomorrow. All right, guys, Day 2, we're calling it Tank Top Tuesday. It's gonna be a scorcher for the next few days, so we're preparing. Gotta even out the farmer's tan, you know, while you're building waterfalls. It's shady right now, thank goodness, but by noontime it's gonna be full sun over here. And when you're working on black liner, you can plan on at least 15 degrees hotter on the liner than everywhere else. So it's probably gonna be 115 degrees over here, full sun. That's all part of the fun though. We brought our big fan out to try to give us a breeze while we're working. It works a little bit, it's better than nothing. But right now the guys are strapping up some big rocks, and that's what we're gonna tackle first thing. We're gonna finish setting our frame rocks, getting our big retaining stones in, and once those waterfalls are all good to go, then we start filling in all the other pieces, doing our wing walls and chunking things in. And our goal for today is to get all of this rocked with all the machine-sized boulders, and then back ourselves out and dig out our basin and start working on that. So we'll see how far we get today. My goal is to have the majority, if not all, of the machine stuff done, so we can get this thing out of here and just work on all of the little stuff that's handwork. All right, guys, it's the afternoon. It is scorching out. We got a ton of work done, but we're still chugging along, lots to do. This is what the rock pile looks like now. We're dwindling down. We've got most of the waterfalls all framed out, and we're working on some of the spillways now. And we started doing some of the accent retaining rocks. We call them wing walls. Wing walls. We're starting to set some rocks out here off of the liner to retain some soil so we can start to tier our way up and blend this into the hillside. And you can see the guys, they're starting to use some stacked slate to build a sheet waterfall down here at the bottom. And we've got all the frame rocks set in place. Everything's all folded up like a burrito on this side because we're working outside the liner right now. And it's all come together, it's looking good. Progress.
Hot.
I'll pull it with you.
Want to say something for the camera?
It's hot, but we doing it. Yeah.
What time is it?
It's dip potato chip time. Day 2, it's super hot. We had to dip. We had to get out of there. It's only a little bit earlier than normal, but we decided to go back to the shop and reset and get what we need for the morning and try to get here earlier before the heat kicks in. That's the plan, Stan.